Hi, Dr. Friends. I am Dr. Santosh Jha. Today's topic is in the Microbiology One Liner, which are most commonly repeated in the previous year of NEET PG and AIIMS PG. So, I am making this video for the purpose of nearby NEET PG exam. So, without wasting our time, let us start with first epidemic typhus is transmitted by louse, which is the first antibody produced by newborn. It is IgM, not IgG, which is provided by mother's antibody. Salmonella, which can produce prolonged septicemia. Then it is Salmonella chlorosuits. Next is tapeworm, reside mainly in ileum and jejunum. Dot's main appearance of colonies is suggestive of pneumococcus. Leptospirosis is caused by urine of rat. Most common site of angioedema is lips. Carrion is caused by fungus. Fungus, that means it is a type of ringworm, that means tinea. Agglutination test for the typhoid is preferred in which week of infection? It is second week of infection. And if you can remember the trick of typhoid, diagnosis of the typhoid, it is the trick is the BASU, BASU, that means B for first blood, first week, second week antibody body test, or third week and later on stool and urine. Okay. Intermediate host for rabies is dogs. Which fungal infection can commonly cause corneal ulcer? It is the aspergillus. In filariasis, which stage of microfilaria are seen in peripheral blood? It is the early adenolemphangitis stage. Jeris, Herxheimer, or JH reaction is commonly seen in which stage of syphilis? It is actually second syphilis. Myocarditis can caused by which parasite? It is the Trichinella spiralis. Which organism causes hemolytic uremic syndrome? It is E. coli. Efficiency of hot air oven is best checked by which bacteria? It is the Bacillus subtilis. Prions are best destroyed by autoclaving at 134 degrees Celsius. Group sign is seen in lymphogranuloma venerum. 10% KOH mount is used for visualizing candida. Culture media for Corynebacterium diphtheria is the Tellerite media and Loeffler serum slop. Most common cause of diarrhea in AIDS will be Cryptosporidium. Most common cause of meningitis in AIDS is the Cryptococcus, and most common cause of infantile diarrhea is the rotavirus. And microorganisms which require sterol for growth factor will be mycoplasma. Both intracytoplasmic and intranuclear inclusion body are seen in measles. Endoscope are best sterilized by 2% glyceraldehyde or CDAX. Phenol coefficient indicates efficacy of disinfectant. Immunoglobulin involved in anaphylaxis will be IgE. Earliest Ig synthesized, that means immunoglobulin synthesized by fetus in response to infection, will be IgM. VR media. Venkat Raman media is used for Vibrio cholera. LJ media is used for culturing Mycobacterium tuberculosis. Culture media used for Corynebacterium diphtheria is Loeffler serum slough or Tellerite media. Organism having no cell wall bounded by membrane containing sterol will be Mycoplasma. Paul Bunnell test is done for infectious mononucleosis. Example of yeast-like fungus will be Candida. Southern blot test is done for DNA. Here I will show you many confusion in many students, that southern blot, western blot. So make it by simple trick, or you made my own trick, that if you see in the map, it will be east, west, north, south. Then in the southern region, dosa dosa is famous. In west region, pav bhaji, pav bhaji is famous. And the north region, rice is famous. So you can make it easily trick. In the western blot, pav bhaji, that means protein, rice, that means RNA, and southern, that means DNA. It is simple trick without any confusion, and you will never confuse by this. Significant bacteria is present if bacterial count in the urine is 105. Most common cause of gas gangrene is Clostridium perfringens. Organism seen in the dark ground microscopy is Aspergillus. Secretory immunoglobulin will be IgA. Secretory, that means in the milk, in the GIT secretion, salivary secretion, all will be IgA. Contact dermatitis is a type of type 4 hypersensitivity reaction. Traveler's diarrhea is caused by ETEC, enterotoxic E. coli. You can remember the enterotoxic, here the T for the travelers. Most common cause of acute bacterial endocarditis will be Staphylococcus aureus. Then most immunogenic antigen in the typhoid will be H antigen, and VDR is a type of slide flocculation test. Burkitt lymphoma is caused by Epstein Barr virus, and Sick test is a type of type 1 hypersensitivity reaction. Immunoglobulin mediating secondary response is IgG. Process of coating of pathogen for efficient phagocytosis is known as opsonization. Immunoglobulin present in the breast milk, IgA. Immunoglobulin present after the primary immunization will be IgG. Immunoglobulin that provide natural passive immunity to newborn, IgG from the mother milk. Transfusion reaction are type 2 hypersensitivity reaction. Montauk's test is a type of type 4 hypersensitivity reaction. Type 4 hypersensitivity reaction in that leprosy uh, and mycobacterium tuberculosis all are type 4 hypersensitivity reaction. Dorset egg medium is used for mycobacterium. Draughtsman colony are seen in culture of pneumococcus. Tryptophan is important growth factor for salmonella, and virulence of the mycobacterium tuberculosis depends on the cod factor, and the bacteria which is known as irritant agent is mycoplasma, and metachromatic staining is a feature of metachromatic staining or metachromatic granules is a characteristic feature of Corynebacterium diphtheria. Cholera red reaction and the indole formation is shown in Vibrio cholera. Motility shown by Proteus is swarming. Typical feature of botulinism is the symmetrical descending paralysis. Botulinum toxin will be descending paralysis. And also in Guillain-Barré syndrome, it is ascending paralysis. Factors responsible for acid fastness of Mycobacterium tuberculosis will be mycolic acid in the cell wall. Leptospirosis is transmitted by rat urine. Sulfur granules in the actinomycosis consist of organism. Q fever is caused by Coxiella burnetii. Swine flu was due to H1N1 strain. Negri body is seen in of nerve cell of person. Sorry, Negri body found in the rabies infected person. Retroviral sequence of HIV virus in the host cell is RNA to DNA, then RNA. Method of bacterial gene transfers with the involvement of virus is transduction. Remember, transduction is a process by which bacterial gene transfer involved. Gram-negative anaerobic bacteria uses which method of the gene transfer? It is conjugation. Bacteria to bacteria will be conjugation. Introvius vermicularis commonly reside in which part of the GIT? Will be appendix and cecum. Molluscum contagiosum is caused by pox virus. Cetrimide agar is used for isolation of which bacteria from the beakers? It is the Pseudomonas. Oca strain is used for vaccine against the varicella. A person ate some milk product in the party and presented with vomiting within 6 hours of consumption. Organism responsible is Staphylococcus. If 6 are given, most commonly will be staphylococcus. Immunoglobulin present in the bronchial secretion, that means all the secretion, it will be the IgA. The most common cause of common cold or coryza is the rhinovirus. Duffy antigen is present in which plasmodium, it will be vivax. Mekong की अगर is which type of media, it is the differential media. Which E. coli is responsible for fever and diarrhea in the child? If it is child given, that means P here, P for pediatrics, you can remember it by pediatrics child. Vidal test is which type of reaction? Is the agglutination test. Drumstick appearance in the Clostridium tetani. Next one is the human papilloma virus. Human papilloma virus is which type of virus? It is the DNA virus. HOV sauce pus or chocolate brown pus is the clinical feature of which type of abscess? It is due to amoebic liver abscess. The any type of question in which HOV sauce pus is given, always remember it will be the amoebic liver abscess. And amoeba histolytica. Most common cause of pneumococcal. It will be staphylococcus aureus. Which compound is energy store of the cell? You have already known ATP. Which organism cause Fournier gangrene? It will be the E. coli. Fournier gangrene. It is gangrene in which part? That means scrotum. Which organism causes chronic burrowing ulcer? It is the microaerophilic streptococci. Next is gram stain is which type of staining? Gram staining is a type of differential staining. What is the purpose of adding agar to broth medium? To make the medium solid. Bubonic plague most commonly involve which part of the body? Bubonic plague causes most commonly lymph node. Stain done for EFB smear is the Gill-Nielsen stain. And it is also asked that what is the percentage of H2SO4 used in all three? That means all three in the sense, if the tuberculosis is done, some books it is 20% and in some books it is 25%. And for the leprosy it is 5%, and in case of nocardia it will be 1%, 1 or 2%. Neisseria meningitis, you have to remember, in all the bacterial meningitis it is written as meningitis, but in case of Neisseria it is Neisseria meningitidis. It is the gram negative and diplococci. Lyme disease is caused by the Borrelia burgdorferi, and Will-Felix reaction is which type of reaction? Already two agglutination reaction. Vomiting within 4 hours of consumption of milk indicates infection with Staphylococcus aureus. Method for repeat identification of Candida will be germ tube method. Intracytoplasmic and intranuclear inclusion body. Inclusion body are seen in which virus? Measles virus. Mode of sterilization of liquid paraffin. Remember it? Liquid paraffin. It is hot air oven. Infection with which organism will show air crescent sign on the chest X-ray? It will be aspergillosis. Chlamydobacterium is a gram-negative bacteria. Adult worm in the lymphatic filariasis reside in the lymphatics. Microfilaria in the lymphatics filaria reside in the blood. But microfilaria, if the diagnosis for the filaria, the microfilaria come in the peripheral circulation in the night. So for the diagnosis of such, blood is taken at the in night, not in day. Sufner's dot are seen in the Plasmodium vivax. Dots seen in the Plasmodium falciparum, it will be Murray's dot. Stage of falciparum not seen in the peripheral blood smear is zygont. Here you have to remember Sufner's dot in the vivax. Okay. Here the V is given. V, that means 5. Okay. And V I is given. Then it will be S. S look like that 5, so vivax. You have to remember Sufner's dot. And falciparum FM dot. Is Giardia lumbia infestation can lead to malabsorption. Infective form of the malarial parasite is the sporozoites, and the highly specific and sensitive test for the diagnosis of Kala-Azar is the immunofluorescent antibody test. LD body used for Kala-Azar access. Most common parasitic infestation in the HIV is Cryptosporidium strongyloide. Always remember, it is many times asked in the AIIMS PG. Cyclops is a part of life cycle of the Dragonculesis. Kala-Azar is transmitted by sand fly, Phlebotopus argentipus, and Diphyllobothrium latum causes megaloblastic anemia. Q fever is caused by Coxiella burnetii. Co. Okay, you have to remember Co. It is the pronouns as Coxiella and Q. Babesiosis is most commonly transmitted by the tick fever, and the most virulent Plasmodium species is falciparum. Cutaneous larva migrans is associated with Ancylostoma brasiliensis. Cutaneous larva migrans. Visceral larva migrans is associated with Toxocara. Visceral leishmaniasis is caused by Leishmania donovani, while that of cutaneous leishmaniasis is caused by Tropica. Drug of choice for the Kala-Azar is sodium stevogluconate, and amphotericin B is also in some region. Oral drug for the Kala-Azar is the miltefosine. That means all the drugs for the Kala-Azar is IV drug except miltefosine. Only miltefosine is the oral drug for the Kala-Azar. And multifocin mainly used for post dermal leishmaniasis. Promastigot form of the leishmania is found in the GIT of sandfly. You have to remember one thing: if the man is infected, it is AIIMS got form, while that of in the sandfly, sandfly, it will be promastigot. And you have to remember only a mastigot form found in the mane. That means if blood is taken and it is cultured, then a mastigot form becomes promastigot form. Here the Savin Feldman test is done for the diagnosis of toxoplasma. Crescentic macrogametocytes are associated with Plasmodium falciparum. Definitive host in the echinococcus echinococcus is dog. Napier's aldehyde test is done for leishmaniasis, and cystosarcosis is caused by Tinea solium. Thanks friend for watching my video. Have a nice day. It is the some microbiology one liner question which are most commonly asked in the previous NEET PG, DNB, AIIMS PG, and many of the PG exam. I have collect such and upload this for you for nearby your NEET PG exam. Thanks. Have a nice day.